Now Millennial, doing my test plays today. Saber running your map here at Apprehension. Numbers look good. So yeah, I don't really have much to say. I'll just kind of jump right in. I assume you're just kind of looking for, you know, general feedback and stuff. Ooh, I didn't love that, whoa. I didn't love that diagonal on the red out here. Like it just... It kind of felt like you were setting up a lean, but there... Well, yeah, so, I mean... And I think you'd use this in your maps quite a bit here. I'm not a big fan of this being a diagonal out and this being a diagonal out, because the trouble is that goes against the leaning motion, right? Like this makes me want to lean this way, and then having this one here, like I'm one, not set up to do that, and two, like the lean's not good. So really the only time I kind of like both of them being diagonal out like that is if you have something like a crossover down here and then you go down. Like this is very anti-flow, because like, you know, this makes me want to go this way, this makes me want to go this way, so having them both makes me have to play it very middle, and especially when they're separated like that, I can't get this kind of motion because I do this and then I'm kind of stuck doing that motion there. Yeah, like this one worked because you had me leaning over to the left here, right? So this one was fine. Yeah, because like now I'm leaning out that way, so that's fine, but yeah, that just doesn't work for me. Ooh, yeah, it might have been there too. This... I think it was fine, but I felt, because I had to hold it for quite a while, like doing the palm up here, and then I'm doing blue stuff over here just runs the risk of I'm going to get very tangly unless all the blues happen to be over on the very far side of the map, which I can't remember if they were. Like it just, because I have to hold it, so I just kind of feel like yeah, like I kind of have to hold it here and then I'm doing stuff underneath here. So, I mean, it's not like there's no hand clap risk, but it just kind of doesn't feel the comfiest. It's not terrible though. Yeah, in fact, actually, I'm gonna, so again, not tingly, not hand clappy, but it does run the risk of being a little bad cutty, because like what's going to happen is like you're doing this palm up, so then I'm not holding it that high the whole time. I'm going to drop it down a little bit. So then I do run the risk of bad cutting this blue here. I might be being picky because, I mean, obviously I'm not bad cutting it, but that's just what you're going to do is you're not going to hold it that high. You're going to naturally kind of come down lower here. So then any blues that are going to kind of be in this vicinity run the risk of being bad cut by the red. Again, maybe I'm overthinking that, but just... because obviously I'm not bad cutting these, but just something to be mindful. The arc on the blue there also looked a little weird. I'd probably edit them with the node editor just to make it a little tighter so that it doesn't look quite cluttered. Yeah, see, that one wasn't too bad, like, because you had that, again, double down kind of pattern there. But that one kind of worked with the flow, because I think I was, like, moving back or something. I forget exactly what, but, like, this instance, like, it's so hard to describe because there's no set rule, right? Like, it all just kind of comes down to how I'm feeling when I'm playing it. So I do apologize if I'm being contradictory. But this one, because, yeah, you got the two downs here. Yeah, I think it's because you have... I have no idea, actually, because I think because of the setup, like, I'm kind of playing this... I mean, frankly... I don't know. Sorry, I know I'm being contradictory. I'll try to really pay attention. I don't know, I think it's because, like... that the blue diagonal down didn't cause me to lean to the left for some reason, maybe because of the setup of the notes before it. The reds felt a little awkward there. like having to kind of hold it that far to the right. With the stacks here, this single Saber section part now feels a little... I mean, not all of them, but some of those felt a little fast. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing with the downs. It didn't feel as noticeable as the first one, but I think because of the arcs going through there, again, I think it feels a little weird that they're the two downs. So it would be super simple. Like, I mean, if you just change, like, I think going through there, I'm kind of off to the right and leaning to the left. So maybe just make this red over here and in that diagonal direction, just to kind of go with that flow. And then if you can come up out of it, that would probably be better. Yeah, because like I kind of want to lean to the left here. And again, this red is just stopping me from wanting to do that. And then you got to do another big rotation into the diagonal there. Like I would probably just move that red over, make it a down, have both hands working together. I think that's probably a good summary of why I'm not as massive of a fan of those two diagonal downs, is it feels like the hands aren't working together, right? Like I typically like having my hands more working together, or like kind of doing the same kind of motion. And unless you have a pattern that really sets it up, having them both do those down diagonals at the same time, it just feels like they're not working together, or not working with the momentum that I want my body to kind of do, right? Like I said, unless you're doing something like this, because then that feels very powerful, right? Like an up cross going into a down diagonal, that's very powerful because this is my hands working together, right? But having one hand do this and one hand do this, it's just making my body kind of do the different things and have my hands do different things from each other. Okay. All right, that's all. I know I'm kind of belaboring this point, but like I'm not really finding anything else to say because like everything else is going fine. No, and like again, it's not like it's horrible. Like I'm being picky, you know, flow snob. Well, I think this is a mirrored section, so maybe it didn't bother me on the opposite hand, but this felt a little tangly where you had the red do the up and then the blue had to go across like this. Let me try that again, because I got to see how you get out of that. Yeah, because then before you're getting out of this blue, I think you have to come down with the red. Sorry, it's hard to tell at the speed. Let me slow it down so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, so like it's fine. It's not like clappy or anything, but I got an up here and then my red has to go up and then the red is coming down before the blue is coming out. So for example, this might work better. So where we're getting kind of tangled here is the blue's up, so my red's underneath. The red probably should be resolved first, but it would probably need to be resolved over in this direction to make it feel less tangly. So I don't know if, like, you might not be able to do that with where the blue is, but maybe if you can get the red down here, but then you got to watch clap risk. The problem might be this blue. I don't know. But something feels... Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think that this is mirrored, and I probably didn't have a problem with the first one, so maybe this is fine. Whoop, sorry, that was me. Whoa! Why was that a window? That should not have been a window. I did not hear anything that justified a window there. If it was just for vision, you should probably change the pattern. Window's really extreme. Whoa. Oh, I didn't like that. Hang on. Might be fine, but... it's okay. Again, kind of runs that pseudo risk of being tangly, but I think it's okay. There's those down diagonals again. That part's a little wide. I feel like here, there's something with the representation. And sorry, I know that this is mirrored, but I only just thought of it now. Because you kind of got three main sounds here. There's the low, quiet beat. Then there's the bump-bumps. And then I think there's like a drum beat, or like a stronger percussion beat that you're mapping here. And the thing is that the bump-bumps, like the synthetic sound, I think you've got mapped as doubles, but you've also got the drums mapped as doubles. So it feels a little bit inconsistent. I would probably do something like make the quietest sound single notes, that's fine. Make the more noticeable percussion something like stacks, and then because the bump-bumps, those are like definitely the highlight of this section. So they need to stand out more. And I would probably make them something like keep those as the doubles, and then maybe cut back on the other sound. Let's try there. Yeah, so there. So you had the bump-bumps, the first one were the doubles, but then you had the drum beats also being doubles. And I think that's just a little too strong of an emphasis. So that should be doubles. Probably stacks there. Stacks, doubles. Also, I think you have one of the bump-bumps not being... I gotta slow this down. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. Yeah, and then you kind of go into stacks even... Yeah, like I would, because then you stop the stacks for basically the same sound. I know it's more drawn out, so it is a little bit different, but I think I would rework this section just really focusing on the emphasis and just making sure that similar sounds are represented by the similar beats, right? Like, I don't want to say I'm surprised there's no arcs on the longer extended sections. I mean, there could be, but I mean, it's also fine without it. But just... like, I think that's why you've switched to the stacks. Oh, there was that double down diagonal again. Oh, window, no. I don't think, no. Because again, that's the same... that drum beat doesn't sound nearly strong enough to need a window, and it's the same sound as before when you didn't have the window. So yeah, that representation I think should be changed. Ooh, I don't feel like I was, again, I apologize if this is mirrored and I didn't notice it the first time, but I don't think I was set up properly to do that stack there. I think I was like on the bottom row, and I think you have an arc, but that's still a pretty significant scoop for an invert there. Like if you're gonna set me up for an invert there, you kind of got to get my hand up so that I got enough room to do it. Yeah, so even, okay, so this is kind of interesting. This ties into the point I said before. So the note before was an up note, but I'm not staying up. Like as soon as I was done that, my hand dropped all the way back down to the bottom. Like the player's just not going to hold that top note up there. So you're not set up for that top row note. Yeah, like right now, after playing that note, my hand literally went down here. So I'm not set up to do that top note. But just move it down. Yeah, like if you just move it down a row, you'll have to play around with vision blocks, obviously, but then that'll be fine. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So lots of really good stuff there. In general, flow for the most part went really, really well. Like I obviously I nitpicked to death of things that I kind of went overboard. But again, like I do that because I see the potential in this map, right? Like if this was just a so-so map, I would not spend nearly as much time as I was nitpicking and critiquing the angles. So like I hope you're okay with the amount of fire that I'm bringing to the map. Hope you brought your fire extinguisher. That's really good. That's really good. Little polish it needs, but honestly, it's so on the right track, right? So, ask me if you have any questions, and I hope that helps.